Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another video. As you've read by the title, this video is dedicated to SJS Films, who has his own YouTube channel. He also has a podcast with Isaac Dunn, who's a friend of this channel, called Folgers and Ashes, and on the collaboration channel that I do with Nazarene Prod, SJS Films kindly helped us out in our latest episode, which is about controversial films and controversial cinema. I'll put links in the description below to SJS Films' channel, his podcast, and the episode of Ronin Nazarene Talks. So the film I'm going to talk about, SJS Films brought up in one of his videos, and also because he's Finnish, it's a Finnish film. It's The White Reindeer by Erik Blomberg from 1952. This is a fairly recent Eureka Masters of Cinema Blu-ray release. This has a wonderful 4K restoration completed by the National Audiovisual Institute of Finland. It has a feature-length audio commentary by Kat Ellinger, who does a lot of work for Arrow and Indicator and is very good. There's also Religion, Pleasure and Punishment, the portrayal of witches in Nordic cinema, which is an audio essay by Amy Simmons. With the Reindeer, a 1947 documentary short by Erik Blomberg. Colour test footage, a 1952 USAE Awards ceremony featurette, reversible sleeve, and it does have a rather nice booklet, which includes writing by Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and good old Phil Kemp. So this, like I say, is a Finnish film directed by Erik Blomberg, who died in 1996 at the age of 83. He did a lot of documentaries. His directing career lasted from about 1947 to 1968. He did documentaries and then did a few features. His main career, though, I think, was cinematography. I think he started as a cinematographer. And if you watch this film, you can see why, because it does have stunning compositions. Snow has never looked better in black and white. It does have just some beautiful shots. There's shots of a kind of graveyard with reindeer antlers coming out of the snow, which is just sumptuous. So the film, I'm going to butcher some Finnish names, so apologies. It stars Marjaami Kuusamainen as Perita, and she gets married to one of the local reindeer herdsmen. But he goes away, he spends most of his time away being a reindeer herder. She gets frustrated, probably sexually frustrated, which isn't kind of talked about in the film. So she ends up going to this little wizard chappie in the snow and gets involved with a black magic spell and can turn into a white reindeer, essentially, and men desire her. This film has a bit in common with Cat People, Jack Tournay's fantastic film from 1943, I'm going to say. It's about female sexuality, it's about sexual frustration, set obviously in, as far as I'm concerned, a kind of unusual setting, a setting that we don't really see that often. To my shame, I don't have a lot of Finnish cinema. It's only 6 to 8 minutes long. If I'm being honest, it's perhaps maybe 5-10 minutes too long. But it is absolutely beautiful in places. There's a real effective use of darkness and fire and obviously snow. Blomberg does some nice little tricks. He uses slow motion with shots of the white reindeer. He even uses negative, reversing the film, kind of negative views of the white reindeer, so it appears black. To be fair, the kind of, I won't say the townspeople because it's not a town, but the kind of group of people probably should know better, because the white reindeer was first seen in Evil Valley. You would have thought if it's called Evil Valley, they would perhaps stay away from it. But as with these stories, as men are attacked and savaged, and they start hunting for the white reindeer and hunting for the witch. The actress who plays Prita co-wrote the film, and she does have an element of Barbara Steele about her, especially in kind of the close-ups, with her face being kind of lit up by fire. She's quite striking. We kind of know how the film perhaps will end, and by whose hand certain people will meet their fate. But the first 20-25 minutes kind of sets the stage, immerses you in this community, and then obviously the plot kind of takes over, and once it gets going, it is an enjoyable little film. Again, if you're a fan of black and white cinematography, if you're a fan of films like Cat People, this is a highly recommended little film. Again, there's just some shots by Blomberg are just stunningly good. There's also scenes of obviously reindeer herding and skiing, and again, for 1952, it does show you part of the world that most audiences aren't familiar with. I'm not particularly that familiar with Finland myself. But again, I would say the print by Eureka, obviously helped by the National Audiovisual Institute of Finland, is stunning. It looks as though it was pretty much made yesterday. The restoration is exquisite, so I'd highly recommend it. It's a fairly new release, so it's spine number 203 on the Masters of Cinema range. So thanks very much for watching. Again, go to SGS Films channel, subscribe. He does really good videos on reviews, and he's just done a video on Japanese cinema and some of his favourite films from Japanese cinema, which we can all get on board with. And thanks very much for watching. So please let me know if you have seen The White Reindeer before and what you thought of it. And hopefully we'll see you again for more videos. This is Solitude Ronan saying farewell.